A'udhu billahi minash shaitani rajeem. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Welcome to another session of VOTP. And today our topic is going to be the part 2 of carbohydrate toxicity. And our speaker is Sister Safia Gopalani. So, just a brief intro about what is VOTP for the new members. VOTP stands for Voice of the People. And this was started, after October the 7th. And the whole purpose is to empower each and every one of us to be holding ourselves accountable, as well as demand accountability from the rest of the world as well. So as a part of this, we need to first of all make us strong and empower ourselves. And we are having a series of lectures. Please, you can check us out on the FIT website. We have series of lectures on filling in the various gaps and strengthening ourselves in various aspects, whether it's spiritual, emotional, mental, and so on. So as a part of the, physically to make ourselves fit, we have a lot of emphasis on nutrition. And in this current world where we are, having a lot of propaganda and a lot of misinformation, we would want to learn more about the best nutrition for ourselves. And we have Sister Safia, who's a naturopath and whose mission is to, spread this knowledge of healthy nutrition to everyone. So, Sister Safia, without any further ado, I would go ahead and request you to go ahead and, inshallah, start this question. And I think the format is going to be, we'll have a, in the beginning, we'll have a presentation by Sister Safia, and please reserve your question answers for the later end. Inshallah, we will take all of them later. Bismillah, Sister Safia.
Thank you, Farhana. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Yeah, we're able to see your screen. Yeah.
So we're going to continue from the last time and refine it a little bit. I will start from the basic requirement, what our body needs, and then we'll go on talking about why we need each component and what does each do. And then we'll circle back to the basic requirement and how we can incorporate what's available out there and how much to take what and the quantities we're gonna. Okay, so that's why I named it What's on Your Plate. Okay. Bismillah. Okay, so basic food that a human body needs is protein, which is scientifically amino acids, and fats. Fat can burn as fuel. It helps with the growth and everything. So protein would have animal source protein like beef, fish, eggs, and chicken, sure. And fats also, you have animal source fat, and which is butter, ghee, and vegetarian source of fat like olive oil, coconut oil, some good kind of oil that have been going on for centuries, not just erupted in a few decades. Okay. And I explain what essential mean. It's when you have to consume it from an outside source that your body doesn't make it inside, or your body cannot make it inside, cannot generate it inside. Okay. So our body cannot generate protein or fat, and we need to consume both of those. Now comes the third component that everybody thinks it's absolutely necessary, which it's really not, because carbohydrate is not an essential nutrient. Because our liver can make the sugar, the necessary energy to boost us. If we're walking around, our liver is going to supply the energy so we won't faint. Okay. So except for red blood cells, and how many red blood cells we would have, everything in our body, muscles, nerves, brain, everything can work on alternative fuel, which is the fat. When the fat burns or when we consume fat, the body uses that fat to produce energy. It's called ketones. And that's how the word ketosis came into existence. And then we call it in the short form keto diet. I hope that explains that word, because it's
Why
fashionably,
Dalacha?
I'm on keto. But why? Because we burn fuel, and our body runs on ketones. Okay. Now there are two kinds of carbs: simple and complex. We call simple carbs anything that converts into fat, converts into sugar within 30 minutes. Like we go with white bread, pasta, you know, just pretty much anything made of grain, refined grain, right? Refined flour. And we call complex carbs when there is protein involved with carbohydrate. That would be beans and lentils. And then there is another subcategory of carbohydrate is called starch, which is practically just glucose, okay? Like sugar. Fancy name for sugar, it's glucose. Now we go on to talk about grains. All grain contain gluten, which is grain protein, although it's not a big percentage. It's only 3, 4, 5 grams at the most. But that gluten is the plant protein that our body cannot digest. And again, going back to another plant source of plant protein, that's beans and lentils, that is different kind of gluten. That's a different kind of protein that's not gluten. So beans and lentils are not glutenated. Grains are. There is a misconception in the market because of media that wheat has gluten and the rest of the grains are gluten-free. No, it's not. All grains contain some kind of gluten. There are 26 strings of gluten, and wheat contains almost all of them or most of them. And the rest of the grains also contain gluten. So if you are celiac or if you are gluten sensitive or if you have some kind of autoimmune, I advise you to just stay away from grain. And grains mostly genetically modified. The berry itself has been modified to so it won't get eaten by the bugs. So it has built-in pesticide, insecticide in, and that's what we consume, which is not really necessary for our body, or it's more like harmful for us. Then we talk about polished rice, white rice. Most people say the brown rice better because it has the fiber on top of it. Well, it's more carcinogenic and more harmful than white rice because white rice has sugar. White rice is polished. So you can consume a little bit when it's accompanied with some kind of protein in your plate, which we'll talk about how to structure a plate. But really, it's not necessary to eat any grain. Okay, for your taste buds to tantalize them, if you want like a handful of rice with your protein serving and fiber, totally fine. But make sure it's polished. That takes all the harmful chemicals out. That's in soil basically where rice grow. Okay. Then again, most people think that quinoa is the healthy alternative to rice. Well, it's really not because it has the same amount of carb. And so it's not really any better for a diabetic patient to not eat rice and then eat quinoa because it's the same. A cup of rice would have 66 grams of carbohydrate and quinoa would have 67 grams of carbohydrate. So it's really not. Although it's not grain, so it doesn't have gluten, but it still have the same amount of carb. So really not a favorable thing for diabetic patients. Okay. Then comes wild rice. Wild rice is not a grain. It's a seed of a grass like weed that just grow in wet climate. You can consume it. Again, watch the amount of carb because it has the same amount of carb as white rice. although it's not a grain, so it doesn't have gluten. Those are the only advantages of quinoa. Well, this is the only advantage of quinoa and wild rice, that these are not grain, so no gluten. Okay, so you are allowed to take a handful, it's just not required. Again, remember, carbohydrate is not a required, not essential. Essential is protein and fat, amino acids and fatty acids, right? Now, cornstarch, that is overly processed, that we always put in gravies and soups and desserts and all. It's really not a healthy alternative. So please don't. It creates inflammation in the body. Okay. And yeah, a lot of people think that you wash it and soak it and all, that takes gluten out. Not really. Um, there's another component I'm trying to add in between the essential amino acid and essential fatty acids, is the hidden culprit that's been bothering us uh, equally than overload of carb, if not more. So over the past few decades, we have some new seed oils as cholesterol-free or heart-healthy or alternative oils, kind of cheaper option, and have captured the market, and we all have used sunflower oils and corn oil and soybean oil at some point in our lives. I'm sure a lot of people have converted since. But those oils, the overwhelming oils, have omega-6. Now, I will help you with the breakdown of the types of fat, saturated, unsaturated. We'll look into it. But remember that overload of omega-6, where you should have a balance of omega-3 and omega-6. So overload of omega-6 creates inflammation, because anything that's above the necessary level when we consume, it becomes toxic, right? Now, omega-6 actually makes the body difficult to absorb omega-3, which is the nutritional omega, which is nutritional fatty acid, actually. That's like fish oil. It's in fish oil, actually. So all the overwhelming omega-6 again depletes vitamin B1, which is responsible for our central nervous systems. Our nerves go weak and all kinds of neurological problems start. It depletes the necessary minerals like calcium, magnesium, which is magnesium is responsible for 300 systems in our body. And zinc works on immune system. So those necessary minerals go down. Depletes vitamin C, which gives us scurvy, the gum and teeth issues. Now, these oils are extracted with high heat and it comes out as like gray sludge. It's really not even appetizing. So then what they have to do is a chemical solvent called hexane, which is it comes out of gasoline that we use for fuel in the car. And subhanAllah, we have to consume that and not realize that our oils contain hexane. So they use hexane and other chemicals. Hexane is not the only thing. They use multiple chemicals to deodorize and refine and bleach that gray sludge to make it look shiny and yellow. Okay. It looks appetizing when it comes out in the bottle, but it's really not food. So here is the breakdown of, you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, here's the breakdown of fatty acids. So there are two types of fats, saturated and unsaturated. Saturated fats is mostly animal fat, beef, and whatever comes with meat, lamb, cow, goat, and coconut oil, some saturated fats. Unsaturated fat has two types, monounsaturated and polyunsaturated. Technical terms, but you need to know that olive oil, avocado oil, almond oil, macadamia nuts, macadamia oil, and nuts, of course, has monounsaturated oil. Those can be consumed like a tablespoon or two a day, totally fine. But then polyunsaturated fat, now here is the fight of omega-3 and 6, and they both compete for absorption, and omega-6 wins, and we cannot absorb omega-3, which is the necessary component. We all have taken prenatal at some point when we were pregnant, and you remember seeing the labels on prenatal vitamins called with DHA for babies' brain development. I'm sure some of you are familiar with that. So omega-3, we need that. That's in um, the alpha lipoic acid, which is good for nervous system. It's in walnuts and flax seeds. We'll talk about seeds at some point, how to consume those. And then when it comes to omega-6, the linoleic acid, it's good for application, but not good in a bigger quantity for consumption. So all of these seed oils, sunflower oil, corn oil, soybean oil, uh, because those seeds contain omega-3 and omega-6 together, and then when they process it and like make oil out of it, process it, only omega-6 is left, and which is overwhelming. Now, what I didn't write down here is that if your cow is grain-fed, of course, the meat will also have a little amount of omega-6. But the chicken is not farm raised or organically grow on animal feed like fish feed, and it's the chicken's only fed grains and corns and soy. Of course, the chicken will also have lots of omega-6. So basically, we end up consuming a lot more omega-6 during the day than omega-3 because, I mean, think about it. How many walnuts do we eat in a day? And do we eat fish every day? Not really. So we have more omega-6 in the body than omega-3. The ideal ratio would be for those two components, 3 and 6, would be 1:1. Our body, beautifully designed body, can handle 1 part omega-3 up to 4 parts of omega-6 still to not toxicity level. But we end up consuming omega-6 unknowingly a lot more, up to like 20-25 times, 1:25. That is the toxicity level. Okay, and then there is another kind of fat that you see if you are like me and reading labels and flipping every box and container and try to read how much fat, how much cholesterol, how much trans fat in it. It says trans fat 0, but that's labeling issue because anytime there is a trans fat 49 grams, they can write 0. But the trans fat is basically hydrogenated oil, partially hydrogenated oil, margarine, shortening, anything that's not a real fat is trans fat. So please avoid that. Okay. We're gonna Yeah, so I had a question last time. How do we detoxify out of those seed oils that we're not supposed to consume, but we have consumed for a longer period of time, not knowing, unknowingly? So first of all, you stop consuming and then start to take animal fat, which is saturated fat. We just talked about it. There's stearic acid in beef fat, which I wrote tallow because that's the commonly used word here. Um, in animal fat, there's stearic acid in ghee, butter, which will help body detoxify the accumulated oils, the seed oils, and the harmful effects of it. So once that accumulated oil is gone, your joints will feel lighter and softer and smoother. And then take good quality fish, because fish has omega-3 to balance out the overwhelming amount of omega-6. Or just take fish oil supplements and consume plant seeds, plant oil, because there are two sources of fat, right? Animal fat and plant fat. So consume the oils low in linoleic acid, which is extra virgin olive oil, not the regular olive oil. That would have higher amount of linoleic acid, but extra virgin has much lower. Coconut oil, very minimum, and macadamia oil. Okay. So this is how we rid our bodies off of the seed oils that we shouldn't have consumed in the first place. Then comes fruit. Fruit are also genetically modified like grains in the modernization, um, only to increase the sweetness. And so basically, fruits contain 45% of glucose and 55% fructose. Now, to make those fruits look attractive, they're actually dipped in wax to slow down the rotting process, right? Um, and most of those wax that companies use are, of course, petroleum based, and we shouldn't be consuming that. So that's why a lot of people suggest you may have seen reels and little videos here and there. Um, People suggest that put your apple in a boiling water and like for 10 seconds or so and let all the wax melt, or just peel it. And some people say, no, peel is good. Just remove the wax or scrape it out with a sharp edge knife. So yeah, those waxes are not good when we are consuming apple every day, which we're not supposed to. Um, now, now, fruit has fiber, yes, but the amount of carb and the amount of fructose and glucose we get outweigh the benefits of fiber. So an apple on an average have 27 to 30 grams of carb. Really, what are you going to do with 30 grams of carb in your body? You're not going to run a marathon every day, right? So please don't. I mean, keep it to minimum. Uh, 3 grapes or a handful of pomegranate seeds, like a few berries, a couple times a week, totally fine. You get micronutrients, or get your micronutrients from vegetables. That's good fiber without much starch or glucose sugar. So, and you may have heard this term flying around everywhere, glycemic index, like, oh, berries are low in glycemic and this and that. So yeah, sure. Glycemic index is the measurement of how quickly a food converts into sugar in the body. Okay, so that's what the glycemic index is. And you've always seen GI level, GI number. So the lower, the better, right? Yeah, glucose increases blood sugar and fructose causes fatty liver. That's it. Then comes with the most controversial topics of dates and honey. I am not going against anybody's belief, but be careful, read the label again. Dates are always dipped in glucose syrup to extend the shelf life, okay? And you can eat it one date in the morning with some kind of fat serving, be it ghee, butter, coconut oil, whatever. And no, we can't eat a handful of dates as dessert after every meal. That is too much sugar. Yes, you can eat 5 or 7 dates as a meal replacement. That, okay, you're not going to eat anything for the rest of the day. So your lunch is 5 dates and that's it. And then you will consume breakfast next morning. Okay, that can be done. But no, it's a meal replacement. It's not a dessert. Honey is also another controversial. The industry allowed a lot of mixing, so we are, unless we're sure that it's pure. And again, you cannot use it as an alternative to sugar, like putting 5 times a day in your tea, a tablespoon of honey. No, that's too much sugar. Your body won't be able to handle it. Um, so honey can be used as medicine for your seasonal allergies, if only if the honey is within the 50 miles radius of where you live. Otherwise, it's not going to work for seasonal allergies because it has the same pollen, so it's going to help. But otherwise, it's just not useful. Um, or you could use it for stomachache. Then again, We have to consult experts in honey science and how it affects the body. Um, Otherwise, it's just sugar. Then comes beans and lentils, like I told you guys. It has protein plus carbohydrate, and it doesn't contain any gluten. This is the category of plant that doesn't contain gluten. So we can consume it, but we have to be mindful that beans and lentils come with 1 part protein and 3 parts carbohydrate. So again, you're getting 3 times more carbohydrate than the protein you're consuming. Also, the benefit is that it comes with built-in fiber as well. So those are good for your gut bacteria. So sometimes lentils and beans are called a complete meal because it has carbohydrate, it has protein, it has fiber as well. So all you need is fat serving on top. So a big bowl of hot dal with the 3 drops of lemon juice and a tablespoonful of ghee. Mm. Yep, I'm getting hungry now. Um, then yes, gluten free, and but again, plant food always come with something. So beans and lentils come with lectins. Now, what is lectins? It's a natural insecticide. But the good thing is that unlike gluten, which you can't get rid of while soaking and washing, lectins can be washed out, soaked, take water out 2, 3 times, and then cook it on high heat like we pressure cook dal mostly, it reduces up to 90%. So someday we'll talk about lectins in detail, but it really hurts the stomach lining. It leaches out and grabs onto the stomach lining, and then the nutrients don't get absorbed as efficiently as it should. So we need to make sure to not take out dal out of container and cook it. Just pre-plan your meal, soak it in the night, wash it thoroughly, take out the water when you wake up for Fajr, and then again another time, take out the water and then add new, clean, fresh, filtered water to cook, and then you are safe. Again, if you are working on your diet, I would suggest to use one ingredient. Don't mix 5 types of dal together or 2 types of dal together. Use one ingredient first and then see how it reacts. Wait 3 days for your body to react. And then try white dal, and then wait 3 days, and then try pink dal, and then try a different. So once you figure out which dal works for you and which doesn't, because there is a different amount of lectins in each, and then as you wash and prepare and cook and prepare, how much lectins go away and which dal works for you and which cause you trouble, you have to find out as you eat single ingredient. That's my suggestion, to go with one ingredient at a time. And then after that, once you figure out that, okay, this dal eliminated, it doesn't work for me, so then I can eat combination of these 3. Then go for it. Then combinations are good for you. But initially, when you are trying to work on your diet, go with single ingredient, single sabzi, not mix up sabzis. Okay. Same with vegetables and any kind of plant food. Just start with single ingredient. Meat with 1 vegetable, meat with 1 lentil, and then see how it reacts, because meat is not going to cause you trouble. Okay, so the staple is meat or eggs, but you always keep changing one ingredient. And then at the end of a month or 2, you'll realize that, okay, this doesn't work for me, and these things didn't cause me trouble. Okay, so taking out lectins out of tomatoes, peel it, take the peel out and the seeds out, and you're good to go. But just an example. Okay. Now, just giving you the historically, how we used to do everything by ourselves, farm our own food, grow our own vegetables, and have our hens um, for eggs and everything. But, and then people used to eat one meal before leaving for work in farm, factory, whatever, and then second meal when they come back. So this 3 meals a day is just a modern fashion, and then 5 snacks. God forbid your blood sugar goes low. I was being sarcastic. Um, so it's really not a good practice to have 3 full meals and then multiple snacks in between the meals just to keep up with the blood sugar. No, I control my blood sugar. I don't let my blood sugar control me, right? So the um so okay, so that was the way we used to be, 2 meals a day, just sahur and fatur. Now we have like everything processed, so convenient. Just take out the package and eat it, or just heat it up, or throw it in the microwave, and we are good to go. We save money. Sometimes we save time, we save effort. So that's really convenient. But you know what? It comes with a cost. Because of course they're not going to give you nutritious food in a package. Come on, really? Right? Nobody's going to give you enough amount of protein that you need for the day, or 60 grams to 7. No, it's not. Even if they do, it would come with lots of added junk that your body doesn't really need, or don't know how to handle, right? Too many chemicals and preservatives and everything. So be aware of the labeling, please. We'll talk about labeling at some point in another lecture. So basically our diet now consists of 80% carbohydrate from hidden source of starch, or just pure sugar, or even if it's sugar free, there's like maltodextrin, or all kinds of garbage that our body is confused what to do. And lots of trans fat, which is really not needed, nor body knows how to process. So fatty liver is common, diabetes is common. We'll talk about the chronic illnesses. So basically, what I'm saying is that globalization, yes, brought diversity and brought baklava to India, but it came with a cost of health, fatty liver, right? Um, so what I'm saying is that make your meal boring. Have only two, three, four items, and that's it. Like, what do I eat? What are we gonna cook today? They're just so confusing because we have so many varieties available. Make it boring, then you won't be so tempted to eat all day, right? Like, oh, really? Is it meat again? Okay, it's fine. I ate yesterday. I'm just gonna fast today. So that way you eat less. Okay, so make it boring. That's what naturopaths suggest to do when you can't give up on food. And then have less varieties in the plate, so you just consuming less, overall. And this 3 meals a day with three snacks in between, and late night snacks, and just that's just fashionable. It's really not needed. All we need is 2 meals, one in the morning and one in the evening around about sunset, like aftar, and that's pretty much it. Now we talk about um, okay, so we already went through convenience. Chronic illnesses, like I mentioned over the period that I've been speaking, um, blood sugar high, that's diabetes, and um, just overall inflammation, increased internal stress to the body, and increase in cortisol, and fatty liver, joint pain, polycystic ovaries, acne, all of these, and kids hyperactivity, ADHD, even to the cancer, which we'll talk about it at some point. The overwhelming amount of sugar in the body creates insulin, and then insulin makes you more hungry, and then just goes on. We just never come out of that vicious cycle. And then at the end of so long, it's cancer. Like, how did that happen? Well, it's not a bacteria that you just caught. It's your internal abuse of over the period, right? Then we're talking about autoimmune, that comes with grain, the gluten mostly, and overwhelming amount of soy in the packaged food products. We can talk in detail about autoimmune at some point, inshallah. Um, then the dairy is also the cause of autoimmune. So we'll just be careful when you drink milk, because make sure it's diluted, because it has heavy protein that's difficult for human body to digest. After 2 years of age, we stop making lactase, which is the dairy digestive enzymes. So at 2 years of age, when we stop breastfeeding and start the cow milk, kids' health start to go down and they do temper tantrum. And we say terrible twos and terrible threes, but it's really that the discomfort in their tummies are creating the mental issues, the brain fog, and they can't think and they have learning difficulties. But we keep giving them milk because we think it's necessary, but in fact, they're not able to digest and their little tummies can't handle it. So go with alternative fuel like butter and meat and soups, and just go with natural food, not so much in packaged milk. Okay. If you get fresh milk, yeah, dilute it and go ahead and drink. And if you know where the source is and where it's coming out and they're feeding grass. Otherwise, if those animals are grain fed, of course, in milk, you're consuming again what? Omega-6. So one more source of omega-6 coming. Okay, so again, circling back to what we say is necessary protein and fat. Again, proper human diet is protein, beef, chicken, fish, eggs, animal source, and then plant source was beans and lentils. Remember to remove the lectins. Okay, now fats, again, animal sources, ghee, butter, plant sources, coconut oil, olive oil, sesame, all the ancient oils that we have been seeing years and years and years. Don't go with the newly fancy things, okay? Almond oil is also very old and you can consume that also every night. It really works for achy joints and, like restless leg syndrome. And then again, not to forget, most important component is plant fiber, sabzi, vegetables, mostly um, less starchy vegetables and low glycemic fruits like berries and stuff. Or we can talk about it in detail at some point. Um, then we have, okay, so you can eat packaged food when you can take it out, wash it, prepare it. Okay. Just anytime you open a package and eat, think twice. So again, what's on your plate? You make 4 parts of your plate. 1 part protein, 1 part. If you want to, you can have a little potato baked or boiled, not fried. Potatoes can't be fried. And then you have 2 parts of vegetables, right? That is ideal diet for normal people, average people, you and I. But when you're going through some kind of chronic disease or autoimmune disease, you're better off not to take the 1/4 starch, just replace that with vegetables. So your plate would be 1 part protein and 3 parts vegetables. All right. Then we talked about lectins, wash it, and then I can provide this list of low lectins and high lectins, and then make sure to be aware of oxalate. Don't eat spinach for 3 days in a row. Just take breaks. And this is the end of my presentation. And I just prepared a basic, like what to do, what not to do. So I mean, just take a screenshot or I can put this slide in the group. Just so you can carry around and memorize it.
Inshallah. Jazakallah khairan, Sister Safia, for a very, good summary of all the, nutrition and all the various types of food which we usually, go to. Alhamdulillah.
Okay.
So now we'll do the question, session. Please go ahead and you can type your question in the chat as well as you can raise your hands and ask a question to Sister Safia. So inshallah, we will. So Sister Noshin, go ahead. You can unmute yourself and ask your question. Yeah. Sister Noshin, go ahead.
Assalamualaikum. Yes, I have a question. Like you said, the butter is okay, but the dairy is not. So the butter is fine, but like butter, when you make in the butter form, the dairy is fine, and the yogurt both.
You're asking if you
Yeah,
can eat butter? Yes, you should
yeah,
eat
yeah.
butter. You should eat butter.
And what about yogurt?
Again,
What
you
type of
don't know
yogurt?
what strings of lactobacillus it contain. Mostly yogurt creates mucus, and that's pretty much it. So if you're taking a tablespoon with food, or if you're taking in a boiled form like we make kadi, it's okay. It gets to your stomach, but otherwise, just like a bowl full of yogurt, thinking it's gonna give you protein with some fruits, not really. Don't mix protein and sugar. Okay.
But you know that like not in like in Pakistan, India, there's a when it's hot weather and you make like the lassi and the yogurt and
Okay,
it's like
lassi, if it contains glucose, no, it's wrong. But if you are taking a tablespoon of yogurt with a glass full of water with some roasted cumin seeds and salt,
yeah.
yes, go ahead.
And the
But
butter
but
is
make sure it's a tablespoon then.
but it's a culture in our Indo-Pak that
No.
have like some the first meal and like with the yogurt with like
No,
people used to eat in with the roti. I mean in our
no,
culture,
no,
no, yogurt
no,
is not right. I mean
no.
not the current
Creates
day milk,
mucus. I
but
just said that. Creates
okay.
mucus.
Also butter is fine.
Butter doesn't create mucus, it's pure fat.
But the in the dairy changes its form in the form of butter, so it is okay, and the
No,
milk is
butter
fine.
does contain dairy, but not to the level where it's harmful.
Oh, okay. And then the wild rice is different from the regular rice. I mean, how is it?
Yeah, wild rice is a grass. It's not grain, but it contains the same amount of carb
Okay.
as rice, as white rice.
Okay.
Do
Okay.
you know what wild rice is? I'm not talking about brown rice. I'm talking about purple rice and black rice that are
Oh,
kind of long, that don't even look like rice, but it's called rice.
okay. Okay.
Okay, so it's kind of fancy product in Western world. I'm not sure if it has introduced to India yet.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Okay.
so better stay away from it.
Mm-hmm. And you
Okay.
said you're suggesting, I mean, when your meal plan is that there more animal protein in your diet and
Mhm.
not the, and but when you said the vegetable, you said that you gave the group of vegetables which are safe or according to your own body type that which are more in the lectin or oxalate free and those all those things.
What's your question?
Like the vegetable then what you're gonna eat like which we're gonna I mean some people say that because the dairy is all the animals how they raise animals is not good for us though how we can eat that meat then how we're gonna eat what we're gonna eat then the vegetables are either they are insecticide pesticide or they are genetically modified or then on the top of lectin and oxalates then what should we gonna do yeah.
Inshallah, I think we will share the list of the vegetables, which are good, which are the low lectin ones. And, I think that'll help you probably, uh,
I
make,
thought I made it clear
yeah,
what to eat.
that list if you want to
Yeah,
maybe.
I mean, that's why I said try individual vegetable and see how it works for you. If it doesn't bother you, then I'm okay. I
Yeah.
don't I don't really mind what you eat.
Yeah. So yes, we have the list here, right? Inshallah, we will share these. So the plants, yeah, low in lectins, these are all,
You could Google it.
yeah,
You could Google it, yeah.
yeah,
Most people say the cabbage doesn't go with it. Well, blanch it and then eat it. I mean, we have ways to eat.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Inshallah. Okay. So, and I know this is a little new, so it's going to be a change in your life. So you might be a little bit perplexed as to what do I cook because it's going to be a sudden shift. But don't worry, it's just going to be a gradual process, and we will inshallah help you through this. And we have a team here, so we can share recipes and do a lot, inshallah. Yeah. So we have a question from Sister Javeria. She says, "How much of protein do we need for one meal?"
Hold on. Is she type the question?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh. So go with 1 kilo of body weight and 1 gram protein throughout the day. So if you weigh 60 kilo, you need 60 grams of protein and 2 meals a day. So you need 30 grams of protein in the morning, which is 5 eggs, and then 30 grams of protein in the evening, which is a little bit of meat, chicken, fish, whatever. So 30 grams in the morning, 30 grams in the evening. So just make sure you go with that. When we read label, I'm going to show you how much amount of meat, how much protein. Like 100 grams, you take a piece of meat, like kebab or whatever, that would contain 22 grams of protein. And then if you have like a little bit of lentils or beans to accompany it, you can make it easily 30 grams. And then 5 eggs in the morning. Just start your day with 5 eggs. And then most of the time you won't even feel hungry until next morning when you actually do eat 5 eggs with runny yolk in the morning.
Yeah. Alhamdulillah. Okay. So that is about the protein. Then we had a question about, what's your view about goat's milk? Any difference in the goat's milk compared to, the cow's milk? We saw, the ill effects of it.
Again, if you know it's organic, then mix half milk with half water, 1 part milk, 1 part water, and then you can drink it. But again, why do you need milk though? Is it the addiction? What is the point of milk? You got to see, why do you need that? Why do you consume that thing? Is it based on what you think is needed? Because if what's you needed, I already gave you what's needed, protein and fat. Why do you consume milk, right?
Yeah. Okay. So that's okay. Then we have another question by Sister Salma. How about green smoothie in the morning? Kale, baby spinach, and fruit.
That much carbohydrate, I rather fast. You don't really need the fresh fruit, should not be the first meal of your day. You can have a tiny piece of fruit at the end of your meal, and 3-4 times, 2-3 times a week. That's totally fine. But really, no smoothie. Eat vegetables, chew it. You mix your saliva with it. It'll be more digestible than just mulching it and drinking it. Because anytime you mulch a fruit, it goes inside as pure sugar. The fiber is already destroyed and ground up, so you don't get the benefits of that fiber. And then that would create, you drink that smoothie for a month, and that'll create insulin resistance in your body, and then you're on your way to chronic illness. Like after boiled egg, 2 eggs. I don't know what that means.
Yeah. Yeah. Sister Salma, if you want to go ahead, unmute yourself and ask your question. It's not clear. You asked, like boiled eggs. So Sister Safia suggested like 5 eggs in the morning with runny yolk.
2
Yes,
eggs.
Assalamu
2 boiled eggs. Hold on. 2 boiled eggs. You are going to take 12 grams of protein with 35 grams of sugar in smoothie. Does that sound like a balanced diet to you? You tell me. Go ahead.
जी अस्सलाम वालेकुम रहमतुल्लाह।
वालेकुम
मेरी आवाज आ रही?
अस्सलाम।
अच्छा, तो एक्चुअली वही है ना, वो सही नॉलेज ना होने की वजह से फिर हम जहाँ पे देखते हैं, कहीं देखते हैं ग्रीन स्मूदी इज गुड फॉर यू होल होल डे,
तो
आप
बताए
सिर्फ
ना,
उसी
you
को।
take those vegetables,
हाँ
you saute it, you break 4 eggs, 5 eggs on it, consume it.
हाँ,
You don't have to
लेकिन
mulch everything.
स्मूदी
You
में ये
have
है कि
teeth.
हाँ,
You have teeth.
हम्म, तो वो इजी रहता है ना, स्मूदी जस्ट आप ड्रिंक करते हो
When you go
उसमें
with easy and convenience, it comes with a cost of health.
नहीं, वो हेल्थ की वजह से ही मैंने बताया कि वो कहीं हम ये पढ़ते कि क्रॉनिक डिजीजेस के लिए आप जो है ना ये ग्रीन स्मूदी पिए और इस तरीके से, तो वो कंफ्यूज समटाइम्स हो जाते हैं कि क्या क्या सही है, किसकी बात माने किसकी बात ना माने। कहीं बताते हैं कि ये डिजीज के लिए ये मतलब ग्रीन्स आप लेंगे मॉर्निंग में तो वो अच्छा है,
I'm
और
not
कहीं जो
selling anything, so you're safe
हम्म,
following me.
अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह ना, वही है कि थोड़ा डिफरेंट
Yeah.
हो रहा है, तो अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह देखते हैं
Reach out
इंशाल्लाह।
to me directly. We can work on it if you have any chronic illnesses. But
ओके
30 grams
इंशाल्लाह।
of fruit in the morning with 2 eggs, not a balanced diet. You're going way out of balance in the morning. You're giving too much sugar to your body
हम्म,
first thing, and it's going to be addicted to sugar. And then all day you're going to have sugar craving, and you'll be hungry all day. You'll have ghrelin running through your veins, and you don't want that to happen. So
तो मैंने
keep
इस
your
दफा
breakfast savory. Eat day before leftovers or 5 eggs. That's all.
5 days, ओके इंशाल्लाह।
Inshallah. Yeah. Yes. Okay. Anyone else has a question? You can raise your hand as well.
Yeah, thank you, Sarah. She's right. Even fruits should be consumed by chewing up in moderation 3 times a week. Thank you. No milkshake or smoothies should be consumed. Absolutely. Yeah. It's just fashionable
Yeah.
things to do. It just looks good. Green smoothie. We sound fashionable, we sound modern, but you know what? The modernization has its own perks. So please go easy, go back to nature. That's what naturopathy is.
Yeah.
Stop playing with your body. Stop giving so much sugar to your body. Otherwise, you will be feeding your body throughout the day. Give it what it needs, not what it wants. That's what it comes down to.
Right.
Okay, makes sense to Salma. Thank you. All right.
Yeah.
No more questions. Oh, no, Sheen raised hands. Go ahead.
I thought, what about cheese?
Yeah, cheese is good. Just don't
And
melt it on top of the bread and make it pizza. Because cheese is already a processed version of milk, right? It's curd. The solids have been kept in confined temperature for a while. So like aged cheese. So it's already a processed version of food. Now don't cook it further. So you can eat with your salad. You can eat as a piece of cheese just in mid-morning. If you skip breakfast, just mid-morning, a piece of cheese gives you a burst of energy.
but it also irritate gut too. I mean, it gets the like a loose.
If
I
you are
mean,
allergic to dairy, yeah, it's gonna irritate. So don't eat. I'm
okay.
not asking you to eat what you're allergic to. Sorry.
No, 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 no. I mean, just that's what I'm gonna make sure that it is also linked to the same it's gonna go to the lactose intolerance.
It does have lactose, but most people who are allergic to lactose and they cannot digest milk, they can't tolerate cheese.
They can. I mean, depending upon the
Yeah.
quantity and the what type. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
No, they can't. Some people can. Some people can. So you have to try it. If it doesn't work for you, don't
Mm-hmm.
force your body. It's
Mm-hmm.
gonna create inflammation if you're
But
forcing your body.
okay, but it's better than but you said that you are not good for you're not okay for the yogurt or a very small quantity, but yeah. Um.
Yeah, cheese you can eat in quantity, just as long as you don't cook it, burn it in on top of pizza. I'm okay.
Yeah. And
I
but
eat
you
raw
said
cheese and I'm okay with that, but milk doesn't go with my system.
okay. And the milk, if if like the milk as was in before in our culture in Indo-Pak, that the cows or buffaloes which were in there, not the changed genetics or the milk type, the people used to make. I mean, we have to have that yogurt. I mean, if yogurt is not even then. I mean, um,
I'm lost. I didn't get your question.
okay, that's just leave it. Yeah, we right now just leave it. Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
You said Indo-Pak and I got lost. I didn't
I was just
understand.
was wondering, if
You
that
can
milk.
repeat it and simplify it.
Yeah, that like if that milk, the source of milk is like organic, then if we that yogurt is made of that milk, not
It's
I mean
still
homemade
going to
milk.
cause you mucus.
Oh, okay, for
Why
mucus.
is that
Okay,
the fact that you're
okay,
not, I mean,
okay, for the
are you
mucus sake.
arguing with me why it causes mucus?
I don't remember exactly, but okay, but I do know that the dairy is responsible for some mucus.
Yogurt you eat in the night, you wake up in the morning, you're gonna be all swelled up here. It's gonna cause mucus and sinus infection. Then you end up taking antibiotics.
Okay, but the people like say that then they have warm milk at night with the
No, it creates brain
turmeric.
fog. Brain fog,
Term.
brain fog, brain fog,
Oh, okay.
brain fog. Don't give it to kids when they have school.
Hmm. And then with
Everything
afternoon.
they read tonight, it'll be
Hmm.
gone from their heads in the morning if you give them milk in the night.
Hmm. Okay. Okay.
Save them. Instead, put some hing. You know hing? When
Yes.
you
Hmm.
make vegetables, kadi, dal,
Hmm.
sabzi, add a pinch of hing in there. When you put tarka, that would make their brains sharper than and not the milk. Milk's gonna create brain fog, and they will wake up groggy, and they won't remember what they read in the
So,
the night before.
what's the good about I heard that the hing is good for digestion. So what was the good
Sure.
about the point what you are saying for the brain, how it's gonna
Yeah,
help the hing?
sharpness.
Sharpness? That it is the same as the what's called the
It's good for gut. It's good for digestion. When you have better digestion, of course your brain's gonna be happy.
it is the same as a
Connected.
nutritional yeast or no? Hing or no?
Hing is not nutritional yeast. No.
Oh, it's a different? Okay.
Yeah. Google it.
Yes, asafoetida, if you want to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you.
It's what?
It's so difficult to pronounce.
Yeah,
I need to practice.
It is what? Sorry?
asafoetida. I have to get the correct spelling. Yeah.
Okay.
Afoetida.
Okay. I know
Yeah.
what the thing is, but I would just
Yeah.
want to make sure that what is the available in the market as a nutritional yeast is not the it's not
No.
it's different for
Nutritional
vitamin B
yeast
complex.
is B vitamins, B complex.
Okay. Yeah.
If we say Prophet used to drink or eat such and such things, please remember he used to have no food or for days. And thank you, Sarah. Yes, absolutely. I'm diabetic since 30 years and I was on insulin since 20 years. Alhamdulillah, follows. Oh, thank you, Rizwana.
Mm.
Rizwana has been off insulin for 7 months. Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. What about golden milk? Butter with turmeric and warm milk. Yeah, that's what we talked about, right? Okay.
Yeah, add that turmeric and all the spices in water. You'll have many, many benefits. Otherwise, that turmeric that you add to milk is going to be consumed combating the side effects of milk.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So use the same. You are in aches and pains and not feeling well, just did too many furniture moving all day. Pinch of turmeric, a few peppercorn, 2, 3 cloves, and a piece of cinnamon. Cover it, boil it in water, and drink it. It's Dr. Shagufta's recipe, and it works every time.
Very nice.
Oh, you're welcome, Javeria. Welcome, Sarah.
Yeah. Any other questions? You can please, type it in the chat or yeah.
Anything you want me to repeat from the presentation, let me know.
This is, new information. It's going to be a change. It can be a little overwhelming. That's fine. It's for everyone. So
Yeah.
Yes,
So,
Shazia.
yeah, can you repeat the ingredients you just tell? I just want to move some furniture, so I want that.
Yeah. Turmeric, you can use powdered turmeric that we use for food. It's fine. Like a quarter teaspoon in a glass. Cloves, 2, 3, 4. 7, 8 peppercorns, the whole pepper, black
Yeah.
peppercorn. And a pinch, no, hold on. What did I say? Cinnamon? Dr. Shagufta, if you're listening, you add, what's the 5th ingredient? Cinnamon. Oh, green cardamom, I think. Yeah, just one in a glass. It's fine. Boil it covered because all these spices are so delicate. Their benefits come out in the steam. So you make sure that you always boil it covered and then turn the stove off. Leave it covered. Huh? Go ahead.
Nata.
Okay.
Yeah.
What foods is good for better sleep? Just keep your gut clean and take magnesium at night. Magnesium glycinate. Can I get recording on this? Of course, yeah.
Yeah, magnesium glycinate, the ones in the over the counter usually get magnesium oxide. So please read it, magnesium glycinate.
Yeah, thank you.
Type it there. Let me type it in the.
Good point. Good point. Yeah, it's all say magnesium good for sleep. It's just oxide. It's the byproduct of magnesium. Turmeric. Okay, magnesium glycine, thank you. Saunf. Oh, okay. Saunf is the 5th ingredient in that haldi drink. Sister Shazia.
Okay.
Saunf.
Sakala Sister Shgufta, she's writing in the chat as well.
Yeah, she's my mentor actually.
Oh, okay.
Saunf, cloves, cinnamon. Type faster. Green cardamom. Yes, green cardamom. Drink saunf water after dinner. Shaista, Zaki. Drink saunf water. Try drinking saunf water. Or everybody has my signature yellow tea recipe, don't you guys? I'll put
No,
it
we don't.
in the thing.
Yeah, Sister Safia, I think we need to start like a recipe correction. People who are trying out with right ingredients, if they come up with a nice, a combination or something, they can just put it or share it. Yeah, but we need this the green, the tea recipe. I don't think we have it.
Okay, I'll remind me. It's Dr. Shalini Mohan's recipe, and it works like magic.
Nice. Okay. Inshallah, we will post that as well. And so we got the recipe right there.
Okay, people write it down because once this goes away, it's not going to show up on the recording. So you have pinch of turmeric, peppercorn, cardamom, 1 green cardamom, a piece of cinnamon stick, few cloves, a saunf, and water. Boil it covered. Okay. Oh, thank you, Rizwana. She put the yellow tea recipe. Ginger grated, fresh ginger, fresh turmeric grated, cinnamon, ajwain, which is carom seed, and that 5th ingredient is curry leaves. That's magical. And then if it's too hot and humid, you can replace curry leaves with mint leaves, Pudina. And if you are having some hormonal issues, you can replace curry leaves with sage leaves. If you live in Middle East, you know what sage is. Dry sage, velvety leaves. And so there is a variation of leaves. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, please, you can stick.
How long are we boiling this for, Safia? How long are we boiling it?
This yellow tea on low, pretty good 20 minutes.
About-
But there is a step, like you boil the dry ingredients first and then put fresh ingredients. So I can put the recipe in the group.
Okay. Inshallah.
And then how to consume it.
Yeah. And what is the purpose for this yellow tea? What is the any specific indication?
Lots of benefits like chronic illnesses and indigestion, sleeplessness. It just balances out so much.
Okay.
Yeah. So anytime you don't feel well, this is the first thing you try and then think what supplement I take. So this is the first go-to thing to make, and heavy dose of vitamin D. And we need to talk about supplements for Hannah at some point.
Okay.
Vitamin D is so important, and a lot of people tell me in the chat, type in how many people have low vitamin D when they did the blood work. Half the people doctors don't check, half the people doctors say it's low. So yes, low.
So what supplement do you recommend for the vitamin D?
Vitamin D supplement.
I mean, which source? I mean, because the capsule, we cannot consume that.
You cannot consume capsule. Why?
No, for the gelatin.
It's overly processed. You can.
Huh? Gelatin
Take
is
tablet.
fine.
Tablet.
Tablet at this when I bought some it's not, it makes me very constipated. I mean that the tablet form of vitamin D.
Because you don't take it with magnesium. Because vitamin D cofactor is magnesium. You're supposed to take together.
It
Then
was
only
with,
it will be activated in the body.
okay. It was a combination with the vitamin K2.
That's fine. But magnesium is the cofactor. You're missing
Okay.
the cofactor.
Okay. So otherwise, any vitamin D, which is, I mean, you said that you are okay with the gelatin gelatin.
I'm okay. Where do you reside?
I'm in
US?
Chicago. I'm Chicago.
US?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, you get tablets. Take 50,000 international unit for at least 2 weeks and your
So
life will
tablet
be
with the
different.
magnesium. Okay. Because I mean I told you that I bought the tablet form with the vitamin K2 and it makes me constant. I mean it causes trouble with big tummy.
It shouldn't have, though. You may have different diet those days or going through
Okay.
before and
Okay.
after period or some kind of a different factor at that
Okay.
time.
You think it's not because of that? Okay.
No, only if you will be constipated, only if you take iron tablets
Okay.
and more than 20 mg iron tablets, like heavy dose.
Hmm.
But otherwise, no, it shouldn't.
Okay. But you're
You're welcome to call me and then get your
sure,
supplements
sure. Okay. Sure.
refined out according to your specific needs. But
Sure.
basic idea, anytime you don't feel well, heavy dose of vitamin D3 for 3 days. If you're in India, get a shot. Just get an injection. Go to local doctor, get a shot for 4 weeks, and your life will be different.
Hmm. So, but you're okay with the capsule form of
Yeah,
the whatever is
because it's
available.
overly processed. You're not consuming porcine
Okay.
gelatin out of a pig. So
Okay. Okay.
it's mostly bovine gelatin.
Yeah. So, but the bovine is, I
But
mean,
honestly, D3 is mostly available in tablet form, not capsule or soft gel.
yeah, the soft gel is not the gelatin.
It they write on olive oil on the one that I have.
Oh, okay. Then I would like to if you can share that source.
Do some more digging and go to vitamin shops and sprout markets and
Yeah.
explore.
There's so many vegetarian options in US especially.
So tablet is so much safer. Yeah.
Mhm.
But take it with magnesium, 400, 600 mg magnesium glycinate. Top level, man, top level. I tell you, I can't live without magnesium. Thank you, Dr. Shagufta. Injection are, I don't know how to pronounce that, but people living in India, please write down and take that injection. Tomorrow morning, your life will be different after that.
Injection erythritol 6 lakhs.
Thank you. Okay, please, in people in India, Pakistan, 6 lakh is not available, 200,000 available. Get that in shot. Don't trust your gut. Taking orally. Don't indulge in that. We living in the West, we don't have option of shots. That's why we have to consume it orally. But this is much better way to consume or to take vitamin D. Absolutely. People, as I'm responding to questions, please go ahead and click on the survey. That would help me improve, and that would help us at Find Your Truth to further design our courses better. Ayman, thank you. She was the first one done with the survey. Thank you.
I
More
have one question.
people, please. Yes, go ahead, Nosheen.
So that about you said the injection is better than
Absolutely. But how can you trust your gut? How much it's going to absorb? Gut has mind of its
okay.
own. So someday it's going to decide, I don't want to absorb D3. So the tablet you took is going to go down.
So you prefer the injection, okay?
I do, but in West, we don't have that option. Doctors
Yeah,
don't.
that's okay.
In India, they do have options, so take advantage of it. India, Pakistan, both. People, please do survey. Thank you very much. It will help me improve. Also, sign up for the courses at Find Your Truth. My life has been different since I took the Ramadan Challenge course. Like, we all know the information, but combine it all together and makes us think with the questions. That was a top level. So please sign up. I mean, take time for yourself, really. It's worth it. Thank you, Rizwana. She said, yeah, cover it 15, 20 minutes, then strain, then add more water. Yeah, you can use it 3 times. I don't like to throw away things because ginger, zanjabil, that's in Quran, right? It's so beautiful and such egoistic herb or root, more like. Yeah, don't stir too many times. Thank you. Rizwana is pro. Javeria, where is survey? Oh, look. It's right there, the link. So far, only Eamon has done the survey. Please, guys, let me know what you think and what you want to learn next, and just give me some feedback. How many people do we have?
22.
No more questions?
Yeah, no questions at this time. Yeah, inshallah, again, keep making these changes. Don't get overwhelmed. It's okay. Changes come a little slowly, but definitely we can do it. But, inshallah, be on it, persistent. Inshallah.
Did you all take a screenshot of this do's and don'ts? I think that's a beautiful.
Let's see.
Here, I'll
Yeah.
put it on the screen again.
Yeah, took that one. Let's take a screenshot of this as well, and very good.
I can put this slide in the group if you like.
Yeah, this one and the vegetables as well, the low lectin one.
Oh, yeah.
We need that. Yeah, this.
Okay, yeah, I could do that. Those two.
Yeah, we can just.
Thank you. Come on, at least do 50%. 22 people, at least do 11. We have 3 surveys so far. Thank you, Javeria, for putting in effort. So basically, I'll continue on as you fill out the survey. A lot of people get confused. Don't eat this, don't eat that. Just very safe thing to go with is meat. Anytime you come out of illness, meat soup, bone soup, right? That's the best thing. Start with egg yolk and then add white. Make sure yolk is runny so you get all the B vitamins. Just giving you a few tips if you want to write it down or not, that's totally fine. Start, like if you're trying to clean your diet, start with meat and a vegetable. Okras, tori, whatever, pumpkin. Pumpkin is the best vegetable because it has vitamin K2. Any orange vegetable would have vitamin K2. So people living in West, pumpkin, butternut squash, go with it. Then you don't have to take K2 with D3, because you're consuming orange vegetables. You do have K2 already. It's going to help. K2 is not just for D3. K2 actually, see, calcium is a blind soldier. So it helps with calcium absorption in the body. And basically, K2 helps overall absorption. Remember, people, what's their prophet's favorite diet? He loved the meat and he liked to eat that pumpkin. So, which is Loki, yes. Yeah. Which is full of vitamin K2 because it helps with nutrient absorption overall, not just for D3. It's fashionable to take it with D3, but D3 cofactor is magnesium. Olives, yes. Consume olives as much as you can. But be careful. With olives, I have seen, because I have the really bad habit of flipping the cans or packets or whatever it is and reading the ingredients. And I have seen olives, black olives and green olives with corn oil. Like, no. So read the labels, please. Eat olives, but with olive oil is good. Or just in water is good. Don't consume any corn oil just because it's a company olive. just eat clean. Try to eat clean. Anytime you are faced with option a banana or oatmeal, please don't. Just fast. You're not gonna die. You're skipping 4 meals, 5 meals. We'll talk about long fast too at some point, inshallah. And if anybody's interested in long fasting, contact me. Okay, survey link will be in. Are we gonna keep survey link with the video recording? So people listen to it later can also.
Yeah, we'll
But
get that.
yeah, okay. All right. Okay. Nosheen, thank you for your willingness to help out. So yeah, just don't eat. Skip the meal. It's gonna be totally fine. Your blood sugar is gonna bother you a little bit, but that's okay. That's how we tame the wild animals, right? Okay, we got how many surveys did we get so far? 3?
Got to 4.
4?
We got to 4. Let me see. We are up to 7. Thank you so much. We are rising. Numbers rising. But we could do with a few more. Inshallah. Somebody working on them, we can get it up to at least 50%. Okay, that's fine. We'll put the survey link in the group, and then people can access it there and fill it in if you want to do it later.
Yeah, please check out the FIT course, building relationships and resolving conflicts. So that'll be.
Yes, people sign up for the relationship workshop. It's gonna be beneficial, inshallah. And start eating clean. That would be beneficial as well. Thank you, Sarah. Bisma, thank you very much. We have 7 surveys so far. Alhamdulillah. Jazakallah khair. Viraba?
Yeah, I think, Sister Vanna, we can shut down now.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر جزاك الله خيرا السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.